Every day they pass me by, I can see it in their eyes. Empty people filled with care, headed who knows where. On they go through private pain, living fear to fear. Laughter hides the silent cries, only Jesus hears.
We went to try to get some help from social services and stuff, people that would help us out, health, welfare, and WIC and stuff, and see what they could do for us. And there was nothing that they could do for us immediately to where we could, we needed a place to lay our heads that night, We had nowhere to go. So we went there in all desperateness, and they provided us with the name of the shelter and everything else, and Family Community Shelter, and told us that you guys might be able to help us out. And they gave us your name specifically and told us to come down and go see Ian, and he's a good guy and he might be able to do something for you. And we went down there immediately and of course we had a meeting with you, and you guys took us in. And before we ever got to the shelter, we had nothing. We had nothing. We didn't even have no money for food. We had nothing. And we went there, and Family Community Shelter took us in like nothing. It was like a miracle.
In the spring of 2001, the Salvation Army began operating the Community Family Shelter. This is a 14-room, 56-bed emergency shelter program designed specifically for helping homeless families and single women transition into self-sufficiency. When people arrive at the Community Family Shelter asking for help, they must first meet with an intake specialist in order to determine if they are qualified for the program. If not, referrals are made, or vouchers for a local motel are given out. For those that do stay at the shelter, some of the requirements involve weekly case management meetings and screenings for full-time employment. The clients served at this family shelter may have spent the previous evenings sleeping in a car, an abandoned building, or literally on the streets. Volunteers are needed on a regular basis to come and help serve meals. Non-residents are invited to take part in meals, shelter services, and activities. They can come for breakfast, lunch, use the laundry or shower facilities, computers with training programs, and attend weekly classes on employment or life skills for self-sufficiency. Volunteers are needed in other areas, such as reception duties at the front desk or simply helping the clients. Without the encouragement that volunteers provide, many of the services offered wouldn't be possible at the same level of success. Because of the stable environment provided at the Community Family Shelter, parents are able to give their children a more promising future. Every effort is extended to ensure a safe and healthy home atmosphere. Entertaining and educational activities help the children cope with the stresses of homelessness, such as changing friends, schools, and losing personal belongings.
Before we got to the shelter, we were out on the streets. We were bouncing from house to house. I wasn't working. I didn't have an address, didn't have a phone, didn't have anything. And of course it was real tough to get a job because no one's gonna hire you if you don't have a phone, no one's gonna hire you if you don't have an address, and all that kind of stuff. So we were just bouncing from place to place, and I was involved in drugs and stuff like that. And found out my wife got pregnant. I decided, wait a second, she's pregnant now, I gotta turn my life around and straighten out, and I gotta get me a job, and the last thing I want to do is be sitting behind bars while my baby is being born. And the last thing I ever thought I'd ever be doing is going into a shelter or health, welfare, or anything for help or stuff, but like I said, I had to change my life around. So we went into the shelter, and you guys motivated me to get a job. What's also really nice is that since we left the shelter, before we even left the shelter also helped us out with this program that got us into this house here. Caseworkers you guys got there are awesome. They take their time and they help you set goals. You guys helped us set goals, and you helped us learn how to set goals, and so now that we're out of the shelter now, we set our own out here. We had nothing, like I said, when we went into that shelter. We went in there with nothing. Now we have a car, we have a house, we have furniture, and it also helped us with considering my wife was pregnant before we came in there, and now we have a baby. Baby was born 7 days ago, miracle child. A lot of really good people there, and I owe them a lot. I just like to thank them.
People